In today's video, I want to talk about Elevation's newest song, Might Get Loud. It lives up to its name. I'm not gonna lie, it sounds fun. I saw the MD Mix video from E. Edwards and there are genuine head-banging moments in this song. But fun aside, how does this song hold up for congregational use? Is this song intended to be for congregational use? And if so, how? Normally, I wait for a song story video from the songwriters to explain why they wrote a song and how it's intended to be used. Reading or watching primary source material will help us avoid making wrong assumptions about a song, which happens all the time. However, since no such song story exists for the moment, I have to rely on secondary source material. The Christian Beat mentions that Might Get Loud has become a staple at Elevation Sunday services. One of the songwriters, Chris Brown, said this at the debut of the song. When you know where you'd be if it weren't for the grace of God in your life, you don't mind shouting about it, maybe even getting a little undignified when you thank Him. So we can infer that this is meant to be a song sung at services, which brings up several issues that I'd like to highlight. There are actually two dimensions to a worship song, and the one that we are most familiar with is the vertical dimension. In a song that emphasizes the vertical dimension, we either direct our singing toward God, or we sing songs that magnify God's attributes and His work toward us. In a song that emphasizes the horizontal dimension, the song is directed toward each other, like songs of encouragement, songs that exhort us to take action, like service to others. The lyrical components might feature phrases of a corporate nature, like let us. When I read the lyrics of Might Get Loud, I think it falls primarily into the horizontal dimension of worship song. It's exaltative in that the singer is asking for the listener to listen as he sings about, or in this case, shouts about God's grace in his life. In fact, the singer makes no qualms about how intrusive he's being at the moment, and has a sorry not sorry attitude to singing the song. I like that the singer is an imperfect man, from not singing on key to not having a halo. Considering the opening remark from Chris Brown about how praise can be undignified, I think the choice of lyrics and raw rock musical setting is appropriate. With this song, we get a picture of what undignified worship looks like, free from pretension and putting on airs. Do you feel that singing on a Sunday can be an enterprise in looking and sounding good? With this song, there's no apologies given for being unabashedly undignified, and not even singing on key. Is God honored with undignified worship? If we are to understand David's dancing before the Lord with all his might and his comeback to his wife, I'll become even more undignified than this. Perhaps our view of worship propriety should be expanded to include moments of abandon, whatever form that might look like for your congregational context. I'm not saying we throw propriety out the window, but consider this in your own family life. Is every family dinner a formal black tie event? No, there are a combination of events of various degrees of decorum, from the big formal family dinners to the casual fun picnics. But not all meals are picnics and not all meals are black tie events. The key is balance. A song like Might Get Loud has its place in the church. I envision it being sung at the last part of the Fall liturgy. Songs at descending are usually sung in the horizontal dimension, and this song could be used to embolden people to share their faith. But as fun as this song is, I do have one point of caution, and it's regarding the lyrical ideas in the song. I don't have an issue with the fact that the song doesn't specify what exactly the Lord has done for me. To me, that is filled up by the other songs in the setlist as well as the preaching from the pulpit. One potential issue for me is that the lyrics suggest several ideas promoting behaviors that may not be helpful in sharing the message that the song is hinting at. Most urgently, to me, the tone of the song is slanted towards self-centered expressionism. Excuse me for a moment, but I have a song to sing. Why can't I praise Him as loud as I want? Both of these statements look great on the surface. It's being unashamedly Christian. But on closer inspection, it suggests that it doesn't matter what others think about us as Christians, about our Christian behavior, but how we appear to our potentially non-believing neighbors. I'm not saying we should aim to please men above God, but I am saying that God is also concerned about how your neighbor thinks of God through you and your witness. Paul teaches in Romans, "Now we who are strong ought not just to please ourselves. Each of us is to please his neighbor for his good, to his edification." Similarly, Peter charges us to care about what outsiders think. Keep your behavior excellent among the Gentiles so that in the thing in which they slander you as evildoers, they may, because of your good deeds, as they observe them, glorify God in the day of visitation. In other words, Christ is honored by the way people think of us. Does Christ look good because of the way we live? it matters to us whether he does. Coming back to the song, if you do bring a non-believing friend to church one Sunday and your church sings this song, does this being loud and proud honor Christ for your friend? Will your friend leave that service with a magnified view of God or a diminished view because he felt that there was some invisible Bible bashing going on? Again, the answer is contextual. It really depends on where your church is planted and who are the people coming to your church. I say again, the litmus test as to whether this song is helpful or not is this question: does Christ look good because of the way you sing this song? And if the answer is yes, then indeed, praise him as loud as you want. Which leads us into today's question: will you lead the song at your Sunday service? And if not, why not? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you for watching this video. If this has helped you frame your thoughts about the song and you'd like more content like this, please consider subscribing, hitting that bell notification button, and buying me a coffee to support my ministry. Until next time, I'm Justin, and I'm all about worship guitar.